Do you know what this is? It's an air conditioner. Well, if you're a controlling perfectionist, do you really feel safe? Because if so, you would surrender a little bit more.
Yeah. This part goes on the headboard. Diva.
Uh-huh. Well, good morning. Let's go outside.
Good morning, hi.
Morning, hi. And you know what we're going to do? We are going to take our donuts outside.
What donuts?
Those.
How do you know there's not?
I looked at them already.
One of these mornings, I'm going to keep the box. I'm going to keep this box, and I'm going to surprise you with like eggs or something.
Why would you do that?
Well, do you want to go outside?
Yeah, I'd love to go outside.
And by the way, what is this?
Well, I had some plans for us later in the day.
I was wondering, like, what is this? On the kitchen counter, no less.
Hey, kids moved out. We can do it anywhere now.
Whoa!
It's because, it's springtime and I want to start exercising. But you have to hook it up to a door. So you want to see it?
Okay.
So you hook it up. This part goes on the other side of the door.
So this part goes on the headboard?
Yeah.
Just teasing.
So you do this, and it has different amounts of stuff. So see, you can pull it and exercise anywhere. So, like if you're at the hotel or you're traveling or...
Someone's going to get hurt.
Someone's going to get hurt.
Yeah. That looks a little uncontrolled. That looks a little dangerous.
Don't stand too close. It's also a weapon.
Don't let go of it because you know how hard that's going to smack the door.
So I said it's a weapon. Okay, let's go have some...
I need something to drink. Yeah, do you want to go outside?
Yeah.
Because we worked on the deck. You know how she likes cream filled, right?
Can I say this on film? They look like nipples. After that discussion.
You're doing all kinds of naughty things this morning. Elizabeth, you gotta go. I can't believe
we
that
just started getting our deck ready. And yes, if you see this right here, believe it or not, do you know what this is? It's an air conditioner. Because I don't like getting too hot when I'm outside.
Oh my God. People are gonna know all your secrets now.
So if it's
totally diva.
If it's not 71 degrees,
it's got to be the perfect
temperature all the time. So I'm kind of cold, so I will get a blanket. But yeah, I have an air conditioner that's outdoors.
Diva.
Uh-huh. Like having this blanket and being here in our pajamas is like...
Should I pretend I'm Deb? I'm here, world. Serve me.
Okay, you didn't do it just exactly correct.
I'm here, world. Serve
there
me.
You go. Much better. Hey, let's say it's a little, it's a little nippy. It's nippy. We're gonna look like those donuts. Oh my God. Oh.
I am so sorry, world. I am so sorry. It's got a lot of cream in there.
Mm-hmm. See? That
you want the cream on the camera, huh?
Yeah. Well, because sometimes it just has a teeny bit, and you're like, I got shortchanged.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is good.
Well, it kind of feels odd to be doing morning high because we've had such a busy couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, God, I forgot how to have a conversation on camera.
So though, we worked really hard. Well, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
But Elizabeth behind the camera worked. I don't think she even has a butt anymore. She worked her butt off so hard. Thank you, Elizabeth.
You're welcome.
On the Tango team and everything, we launched our new 1.0 for the solution.
Yeah.
What?
1.0.
Well, it's a newbie. It's a 6-month program.
Yeah.
And I'm just used to calling it that. But yeah, we have these really great women that are starting with us starting tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
And we're so excited. We take them on a 6-month journey. You know what's really scary though?
That you're the leader? No, I'm kidding.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I know your dad joke so well. I can say it for you.
I'm like, yeah. They may look at this video and go, is there any refunds? How long do I have to be committed to this? Oh.
That's my mentor?
Oh, I'm a mentor?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just wait, though. Just you wait. Transformations are coming.
But if we talk about people come in because there's just a lot of grief. People have been suffering. They've had some horrible challenges,
Yeah.
illnesses, divorces, loss of things, people in their life. And humor has to be brought in.
Always, yeah.
And I don't think we give ourselves permission to have humor.
Right. You bring in dad jokes, you bring in humor, you know, you're quick-witted, and you bring that in. And I think, like for me, rolling my eyes is a way for people to continue that laughter, you know, just that levity that...
But they don't realize you really mean it.
I don't really do that in real life. Yeah, I do. Sorry.
Yeah, she does.
Depends on the joke.
I think we don't give ourselves permission to have humor,
Yeah.
as we think we're not taking the grief or the loss, whatever it is, seriously.
Seriously, yeah.
And it is a serious thing, but I think when we really want to learn to navigate through all of that stuff, it is the humor relaxes our brain to be able to find other ways to manage stuff.
Relaxes your whole nervous system, yeah.
So I think also allowing yourselves not to be perfect. There's so many times that I have so many students that come in and want things done a certain way, and they want to control, and they want to be perfectionists.
They want to vacuum the vacuum lines a certain way.
So Elizabeth, are you a perfectionist?
I used to be.
Yeah?
You're not anymore?
Less of one. I think you used to be a perfectionist.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And I do find myself caught in that trap sometimes. But I think for me, because my childhood was so horrible, it is something that is...
It was
You
a
want some
humorous
of my coffee?
It's a humorous moment. Oh, shoot. And we just cleaned this deck.
Oh, it can be sprayed off
Yeah,
easy.
we'll clean it. Sorry. Do you have a straw?
Did you just apologize to them?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you.
You just apologized to them.
It stood out here all winter. I'm sure a cup of coffee is not a big deal. Well, I guess I'll have to have more coffee pretty soon. Talking about being perfectionist, right? Is that not a great
That
timing?
was poetic.
I think that was my guides. I was channeling my guide.
But I definitely was a perfectionist. And I've learned to let go of that over the last 10 years with working with Deb Sheppard. I've definitely learned to let go of that. But I do find myself, like, in order for me to feel in the flow and energetically okay, there is a certain process that I do have, and I will find that I have to, in order for me to feel safe,
Yeah.
I do have to have things a certain way around me.
And it's interesting about that. I mean, I think I tried earlier in my life to be perfect because I was raised, my dad wanted things done a particular way.
Yeah.
And finally I'm like, God, I'm miserable. Because you never feel that complete idea of being satisfied. Like, when is it that you feel like, okay, I feel like I accomplished this, in a good way. I also believe that when we're trying to control or we're being that perfectionist, you're not going to hear your guides.
Yeah.
And everything
exactly.
I teach, so being messy, throwing things on the ground, just kidding. I think
that is part of it.
Yeah,
though,
I think
not
it's
trying to,
being okay with the messes, being
Yeah.
okay with not having everything that you believe is perfection. I think also the perfectionist is looking for approval.
Yeah.
If I'm doing it right, then
And it's control.
it's control. If I'm doing it right and I have control, then nothing bad's going to happen. I'm going to feel safe. Well, if you're a controlling perfectionist, do you really feel safe? Because if so, you would surrender a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I think people confuse surrender with the idea that you don't care. And I'm like, no, surrender is that you're trusting the process. You're allowing. And that's what we teach in the program, right? Just how do you allow and do that? And watching people release some of that control and perfectionism, oh my goodness, it is beautiful to watch. You see people's shoulders, their faces, everything begins
You mean
to
I
show.
don't have to control this for my entire family?
Yeah, and take it all on or doing it right. And it's much more fun.
No.
You know, it's a little more fun when you let it
I
go.
think one of the first things when you and I first got together, one of the first things that you said that made me realize how much I had to have
Geez,
everything
what,
in line.
What did I say?
You were like, would you rather do dishes or would you rather come sit and spend time with me at the end of a day? And I was like, well, yeah, I'd rather come and enjoy my time with you because working and we're busy and all that. And so I had to look at that. I mean, that was a piece of awareness for me, just that awareness around how much I, no, let me get this done before I
And then what it
spend time
takes for
with
us
you.
to unravel that stress, because it's stress. Also, there's added stress to that feeling. Like I need to have it all done. And needs to look
Anxiety.
good. And you're like, by the time you sit down, you're like, you know,
Yeah.
there's not even. It just takes that much longer to get to that space versus.
Right. And it's not that I don't want the dishes done. I still want the dishes done, but it doesn't have to be.
Well, really, the main thing was that I didn't want to go do them.
And you didn't want to feel guilty.
Guilty. Just come sit with me.
Do you see how it all comes back to Deb?
I think we just sit here and talk, and then you can do the dishes later, okay?
when I'm not going to feel guilty.
Yeah, when
I
I don't
can't
feel
see
guilty.
you. Do it when I can't see you.
But there's nothing wrong with having things organized if that makes you feel good, or doing your very best at something.
Yeah.
But I also think that we create walls and blocks without having the flexibility to see and be aware. So many times people want to see messages from their guides or from their loved ones. And then when I talk to them, I can see that they're like this, and I'm like, you're never going to see any of these messages from your loved ones. They're going to be, throwing them at you, and you're like this. And it is sitting back and getting that awareness and finding another perspective or viewpoint of life.
Yeah. And I think, it's so hard sometimes, like even in the weekend class that you just did, it was the free master class, watching how people respond when you're talking about control, like you're missing the signs, and they think that it's going to be this loud, I'm here, here I am, and how the signs are so subtle, but they're missing them because they're so busy, and they're basically, what's the word I'm trying to find? Like they're pushing the signs away.
Yes.
Because they can't slow down and actually recognize them.
It's also a running away from their grief.
Running away, yeah.
I think when we get really fixated on what we have to get done, or our belief system that we have to get this stuff done before I can relax, I think it's also a distraction. It can be, not on every case, I think we have these patterns that we're wanting to look at. It's like,
Well, the patterns are distracting.
yeah. And so if we keep doing all this other stuff, we have a sense of accomplishment. Like, I
Right.
got all this stuff done today. But if your goal is to hear from a loved one,
I never say that anymore at the end of the day.
I got so much done. But that is really, it's how do you never see a picture of any of the masters, Jesus, Buddha, whoever it is, and they're busy doing dishes, running around, doing all these things. You see them in contemplation. You see them in a space of showing up and looking at their awareness, what's around them. And there's so many people that can't read the room or can't figure out what the energy is.
Right.
And then they get overwhelmed and they say, well, I feel everybody's energy, I can't be there. Well, figure out what energy it is. How do you learn to manage it? Because we're going to be in situations with people that are all over the place.
Right.
And it is really looking within and figuring out how to rewire or manage what's happening. And of course, donuts
Help.
and throwing coffee on the ground. That's always some good things. I just want to know who's going to clean it up. That's my question. So
I wonder.
the key here is for all of us to realize that life is busy. And
Hey, I really like your earrings.
they're from one of my students. My favorite
That-
stick.
Remember, because one of our
It's a moonstone.
biggest things we say, one of the biggest things we say is spiral up,
We want people to spiral up.
and that's exactly what that represents. Did you know
And
that?
yet, what is it called?
It's called a unilome,
Yeah, you know,
and that is the path to enlightenment. It's spiraling up.
which is what we try to help people do. Spiral up. Let's eat donuts and do dishes later.
Go ahead.